Morning, folks. I'm in Holbrook, Arizona. Had to come up here to get the little truck licensed, and I got to pick up T-posts for the job that we're working on. I'm waiting on folks here to come open the gate so I can get the posts. Really interesting. Ran into a guy in here, and it usually happens in a tractor supply or somewhere like that. He's having issues with a horse, and it's one of the things that it feeds my soul to be able to help somebody and you know, give them a game plan, kind of talk through some things, and it helps them to know that, you know, other people went through stuff like that. So it kind of feeds my soul, and I really like it that, you know, the experience and stuff, that's what helps men, is being needed and being useful. So really helped him out. Guys here with forklift, so I got to get these posts loaded. This stuff just keeps going up. These have went up almost $2 in the last little bit. Homestead ain't as cheap as it used to be. And wood posts are hard to find. We actually have been lucky here the last couple of weeks. We found some wood posts. So the guy's getting me the clips. I'm gonna take and get it loaded up. Go pick up Miss Polly. She is shopping, and then get back to the house. I bought some sea foam to put in the little truck. I really like sea foam. I think it really helps these vehicles, particularly some that ain't hadn't run in it in a while. Helps really get them running really good, to the extent that it can. It sure ain't gonna hurt them none. So we gotta, I think we're gonna get some breakfast. We hadn't had breakfast yet, and head on back. All right, folks, we got back home, and it's done nothing but rain. It rained almost all the way home, and we had to pull over a couple times because the windshield wipers quit working on that truck. Thankfully, the windshield wipers work on this truck. We start driving it, but I've been needing to do this for a minute. I need to drain the oil out of this. We need to drain it about every 50 hours. So I need to pop it up here, get the oil drained out of it. I got new oil to put in it and get that done, because we're gonna have to use it. It's been overcast and cloudy, and we have not been able to charge our batteries up with solar enough. And we run the generator to do that. So I'm gonna get the oil changed in this, and then I've got a little project that I'm gonna take and show you. Okay, guys, I got the oil drained out of it, and about to put the new in. I want to show you a couple things. Oh. One is this toolkit. This is a channel lock toolkit. I forget how many pieces it is, but I got this from, believe it or not, Sam's Club. It was right around 80 bucks. It has metric, it's SAE and metric, and it's got 3 different size ratchets, 3 different size drives. It's got a swivel socket, and it has ratchet wrenches, which I really like. I have used this thing many times now, and for just a good all-around kit to throw in your vehicle, I think you can't beat this little channel lock. Now, it doesn't have, of course, a pair of pliers or, you know, really big screwdrivers if you want to pry on something, but it does have just about everything else in it. So I'm really liking it. The other thing I want to show you is this little deal. Been using the fire out of this. This screws on an oil bottle. I'll show you here in a minute. And you can put oil in these harder to reach areas of a motor without taking and spilling oil everywhere, or having to hold a funnel, something like that. So I'm gonna go grab a oil bottle and I'll show you how it works. So what you do is you take the cap off of your oil and you just screw this on. It'll go on a, you don't do it too tight. It'll go on a small one like this. It'll go on a larger gallon. It won't go on the really big mouths, but everything that I get, I usually get that, and you can just pour your oil in there. And I think it cost me maybe $1.89, maybe a little more, but I really love how this thing works. And you can even squeeze oil down in there if you need to. And I think, if I remember right, this generator holds maybe 1.5 quarts. Over the summer, we didn't run it that much. Coming into fall, we'll run it more. We'll have more overcast days. If I had bigger panels, I really wouldn't have to worry about it. I think that's full. I just think it is. Maybe it only holds 1 quart. Oh yeah, we're full. So we're good there. It doesn't use much oil, so definitely don't want to overfill it. And I have had to let a little bit of oil out of it occasionally because I overfill it. So now you just unscrew it off here, and I usually stick a paper towel or something in there. I can put the lid back on my oil. I'm good to go. I got it running. I really need to get a new spark plug for it. We keep it covered just to protect it from the sun, but it really needs to be under a building or in a structure, which is something we want to do. That Troy built right there, it cost us about 200. I think we paid 250 bucks for it at a yard sale, and then we've been running it for 2 years. You can't beat that. Okay guys, what I got here is, we stopped at the little flea market and I picked up this hand forged little axe head. Pull this off here, here we go. You can tell it's hand forged, somebody beat on it. It's not exactly straight in the back, kind of crooked, but the old boy had this handle. He had this wedge. So I'm going to take this grinder. I'm going to grind this down because, well, let me set this up and show you. Because this handle won't fit in this axe. This is kind of a big handle for this little axe head, but yeah, I think it'll work. Make a great little looking little tomahawk. I've just got to take off this metal cutting disc, and what I've got is a sandpaper disc. I really like this for woodworking. We're just taking off small amounts. Since how we got the generator running, we can use this one. So I know it barely, you guys can see that, barely fits in there. So I just got to take off some on the sides, I think, right in this area. We'll try to line it up again, see where it needs to be taken off. Mostly on this side here. This side's a little thicker. maybe a little bit right in here. It's my little $9 grinder from Harbor Freight. We're getting closer. And it actually gets a little bit wider at the top. I'm not sure the eye is exactly square, so I have to do my best to square up my head so that it fits on there square. Right in this area here. Starting to get a little bit more uniform. Now I can take this and start scoring it. I may get a hammer and I'll score this by real lightly tamping, and that kind of lets me know where I'm wedging at. Here, here, and here, and I'll work on those areas. Still sitting kind of crooked, and I think that's the eye where the guy, you can tell whoever forged this, it's not level, but it's really coming around good. So now we've got some score marks that we can take and work on again. I'd like to get all the way down into my split. Would be nice. You can see we're getting on up in here. I'd like a little bit more because my split is right here. I'd like just a little bit more. Then I can take this wedge and I can actually drive it down in between this split, and it'll wedge it in there. Now normally what I like to do, and I'll probably pick some up this week sometime, is I like to get some Gorilla epoxy and pour it in the top, and it makes a really good firm fit. So starting to come together. Got quite a bit sticking up. I've got a ridge pulled down. I'm almost to the bottom of my cut. It's a little bit deeper in the front than the back. And you always want to hit them on the bottom of the handle. Really gets them in there. I'm fairly square. So now, I'll make sure my wedge will fit. I think I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit. Just a hair. Took off about that much wedge. first you don't succeed. Try again. So you can see it's kind of spread out here at the top. That's making for a good tight fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a saw and I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to trim this rough up, and then at a later date I'll get some Gorilla epoxy, pour it in the top. Got a pretty nice tomahawk. You see that that's the wedge, and I got just one little bitty hole, kind of runs all the way through it. That's where I'll put the epoxy. Pretty slick. I just gotta clean this up. I've got a good little old hatchet. Bought it for what the handle's worth, really. That's all I got in it. They even got a nice little old, not sure where they got this, but nice little old deal. Keep it sharp. If I had a workshop, it'd be nice, but we still got a lot of stuff to do on the workshop. I'd be doing this kind of thing in there, especially during the rain. But not gonna complain. Pretty day out here. Very nice little hatchet. Let's go in here and let's see what Miss Polly's up to.
I've got a mess here.
You got a mess? Have you got any moccasins to show the folks?
I'm still working on them. Well, this is a complete pair.
So this weekend we're going to a craft show, and Polly's going to take and do quite a few craft shows. Those are baby moccasins, and these are for newborn.
Yeah, newborn or doll.
Or doll.
Yeah, and I've got these still to
Those that she's making.
Yeah.
And she beads.
Yeah.
Jewelry.
I'm making
this is why we have got to get.
I'm making this one right now. So I've got my table's mess.
This is why we've got to get the workshop finished. That's going to be my top priority. Miss Polly needs a warm place where she can just leave it and she doesn't have to put it up. In here it's just kind of crowded, so we're going to get that workshop finished, the drywall finished, get our table set up in there so she don't have to break down and set up and that sort of thing. So
yeah, that would be nice.
It's our next goal. She has all kinds of stuff sitting around here. She's got suitcases full of beads and boxes full of beads. And I've got leather goods that's getting rained on and wet.
Yeah, and I need more leather.
You have to take a trip to Tandy Leather.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Gotta be soft leather too.
I've got to go take and put my tools up from working on that tomahawk or hatchet or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna go do that, and we've got to get up early in the morning and go to a craft show. That's it for today, folks. Trip to town, come back, we fed. It's raining. It rained. We got like 4 real big showers. As you guys can see, all the water running down through here. It's just been a really wet year, which we're not complaining. We love the water, we love the moisture. It's just a different kind of year for us out here. So with that being said, remember, be excellent in what is good and be innocent of evil. We'll see you later.